What is going on, family? You are now tuning in to the Everyday Hustle podcast. I am your host, Rafael Calvo, and our first episode and topic will be about the sweet science in wrestling and entertainment with our guest, pro wrestler and current CCW champion, Cha Cha Charlie. We will also be breaking down some of his matches, his current status in the industry, his ranking in the company, and seeing how he came up with his character. Now, if you were to ask me, I would tell you that the Cha Cha Charlie character is pretty amazing. Now, there's been many Hispanic wrestlers: Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrero, Tito Santana. The list goes on and on and on. The Colones were big in Hispanic wrestling and heritage and whatnot. But there's never really been a Dominican wrestler out there that presented himself with the flag and represented the country in itself. To us, it's a big deal. And we want to salute Cha Cha Charlie for what he's doing in representing the country and coming out with the theme music of someone that is of Dominican descent. Now, let's go into what we're all here for. The drama, the suspense, the fun, loving, hard-hitting pro wrestling that is just a part of our childhood. If you ever watch wrestling or been to an event, you know that you're going to be wowed in some way. You know that you're going to see something that you've never seen before. And it might feel like you're at the circus for a little bit, because at one point you will laugh, and at another point you will say, oh my gosh, I didn't think that was going to happen. But it happened. And in wrestling, this happens all the time, which makes wrestling very fun to attend with family or with friends. I've been to a few myself. I think that they're really fun when you haven't watched wrestling for a while. And I, to be honest, love it to the point where I don't need to watch it all the time, because I went through the rigorous week by week update of when it was hot. And when I say hot, I meant it was on fire. You could not avoid wrestling. It was all over TV, all over advertisement, all over the buses, the trains, wherever you navigated through or had to walk through or see. It's around right now, but there was a point where it was just unavoidable. The joy of that never really goes away. So seeing a friend of mine that, yeah, maybe we didn't grow up together, but seeing him succeed in that genre of athleticism or sports and entertainment, it really helped me understand that if you try really hard in anything and try to be consistent, you can do whatever it is that you love. And Cha Cha Charlie loves wrestling. That's one thing that I could never, ever argue with him, That's something that he loves. And he loves to give back, and that's just a part of his nature, to have a character that shows that he's never going to give up. This reminds me of former professional boxer Joan Guzman, who was a WBO junior featherweight champion from 2002 to 2005. Also was a WBO junior lightweight champion from 2006 to 2008. He wore the Dominican flag on his boxing trunks, came out to the Dominican music, and represented the country. Now, he also moved on to working with Floyd Mayweather and other boxing athletes. One thing that he was great for and known for was his defensive prowess. That is what we call the sweet science, my friend. Being able to hit, not get hit, and be in position to hit again. Now, why am I mentioning this? Why am I bringing this up? Obviously, they do have some correlations, and they are representing the same country. But at the end of the day, boxing is not wrestling, and wrestling is not boxing. It shouldn't be. Or is it? Nah, I don't think they're the same, and I don't think that ever will be the same. But they do coincide with each other when it comes to the sweet science. Now, no one's really ever put those words together with wrestling. Sweet science usually comes from the boxing world. That term is used for when someone is quote unquote in the matrix, when they can see the punches before they get to the fighter, when they can sense a knockout is coming, when the crowd is helping them feel like they can't be touched. That's the sweet science of boxing. Being able to pivot and move when you know that you're down on the cards and there's no other choice but to win. That's the sweet science. We've seen it with all kinds of boxers, skinny, tall, you name it, short. They're all great. All the champions, all the ones that have won multiple titles and have gone to different divisions and won, they're all great. Same thing goes with wrestling. And to me, in wrestling, there is a sweet science. But by now, you have to know that the cat is out the bag when it comes to wrestling. There's a preconceived notion that there's already a winner chosen for each match. And here we go with the terminology again. Match or fight? Which one is it? Obviously, it's a match. Obviously, someone was chosen. Some say the promoters choose it. That's true. Some say the fans choose which wrestler they want to see win. That's true too. But I also think that there's folks in the background as well. There is the other wrestlers where they're part of that too. There's a community that's helping along with the outcome of these fights and wrestling and whatnot. These matchups, I should say. The key thing to understand about the sweet science in wrestling is that there's a magic to it. So when it's all happening, it's not just, oh, we chose this guy, he's the champion. There's no more. But for the most part, a lot of people are watching to see the ending. And the ending is not always going to be how we like it. So the sweet science is to get you into watching again and also liking what you see. With Cha Cha Charlie, the sweet science is obvious. Fans are attracted and are relating to the style of his wrestling. He takes from different wrestlers in the past that have come up and he puts it together in his own formula and he creates Cha Cha Charlie. His end finisher is a move that was created and populated by the great Eddie Guerrero, who is also another Hispanic wrestler that has passed away, but is a legend. And Cha Cha's taking it to the next level. So that's what people want to see. They want to see where his legacy is going to end up because they like his character and they see that he is consistent. He cares about his character and he's willing to take it to the next level, even if it doesn't fit his style, so to say. We will touch more on this topic with Cha Cha Charlie. Before he gets here, I would like to say this is all real. These things are all happening. Whether it's me in front of this microphone, giving you a little bit of background of how I came up watching wrestling, or a fan of boxing, this is all happening in real time. Cha Cha Charlie is wrestling on a daily basis. Every week, he's coming out with his music, putting on for his fans, and showing up and saying, hey, I'm still number one. Because in the CCW, he is number one right now. And I will give him his credit, and I will give him his flowers. But I have to say, just like everyone wakes up every day to go do whatever that they have to do, this man is doing the same. So I would like to present to you Cha Cha Charlie, the CCW champion.
Se lo sé, mi gente. What is good, my peoples? How's everything going, Ralph?
It's going good. It's cha-cha time, bro.
Cha-cha time, man.
Hell
Cha-cha
yeah.
time. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for having me. And I'm excited for this. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Do you want to do any shout outs before we start?
Let's go with the flow. I don't have to give no shout outs.
Well, I got a few shout outs here. I want to give a few shout outs to Journalism 213 class of 2022, Rebel Media, Matt Peralt, my professor, and the college I am attending, UNLV.
Nice.
So,
good stuff,
that,
my partner.
yes, sir, man. This is a big deal for us, but it's something that we've been working on for a while. Me and you, Cha Cha, we've been trying to come together with a plan with this interview. And now that you're the CCW champion, I have to ask you, since this is the second time, how are you feeling? Because this is starting to look different now.
Yeah. It feels great to be the champion. That's first off. When you're the champion, that means the company believes in you, and they want to move forward with you, and the ball's on my court right now. So I've held the title longer than since December. I've been the champion, and I've been defending it every weekend, every week, nonstop. The competition is only getting better, bigger, and tougher. So yeah, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a phenomenal job. You're holding it down for the team. I can't imagine how hard it's got to be, but if you have the passion for it, anything's possible. What are your thoughts on Latinos in the industry, and where do you stand in the waving the Latino flag in the wrestling industry?
Wrestling is a big part of the Spanish culture. It's big all over the world. It's big in Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Latin America. It's pretty popular in a lot of different places. I'm proud to represent the Dominican Republic. I'm from Washington Heights, grew up in a community where there's a lot of Dominicans. So for me to be living my dreams and pursuing it, it's something big for me, big for the community, and big for the Latinos. I represent Dominican, but a lot of people tells me I give Eddie Guerrero vibes. He is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and it's a part of the culture. Wrestling is in our blood, and I think we're Latinos has always been a part of wrestling, and I think
that's true.
We're only getting to higher heights from here on out.
How about yourself? How do you feel? Like, where do you stand in the industry? Like, how do you feel about?
In the indies, I think I'm making a name for myself. I've been doing this for almost 8 years now, and things are only getting bigger and better. A lot of the people that I've had feuds with were like the Mother Lover, Jake Tucker. He just recently got signed by the WWE. Wow. And before that, before he started facing me, Jake Glover, a lot of people didn't know who he was. So I think I was a part of his success. And don't get me wrong, he's been training. He's a hard worker. He's
Absolutely.
But yeah, his name skyrocketed after he faced Cha Cha Charlie, and
that's a big.
He got a contract right after. So I think my contract is right around the corner. But again, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy to be successful what I'm doing here today.
Man, I'm telling you, it's got to be phenomenal to be at those shows, man.
Yeah, no, man, and I'd love to perform out there where you're in Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's possible, right?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, there's indie wrestling over there. There's a few companies.
Yeah.
I spoke to some promoters already. I just got to work the deal, and as soon as the deal's finalized, you'll see Cha Cha Charlie in Las Vegas pretty soon.
Yeah, and I'll definitely interview you for that live.
Yeah.
Like
live.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll make sure I'll go.
My guy.
Yeah, so I had to ask you those questions to get them out the way. Now that you're like at your 7th, 8th defense, right?
More than that.
Way more, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I lost count, but I'm defending. I defend it every week, man. Every week, Like the person who I beat was his name is El Jefe Santos. He was a champion for a long time, but he lived far, so he wasn't able to perform every weekend like I am.
Mhm.
Um, so me, I'm a defending champ. Anyone wants an opportunity to try to dethrone me, I'll give it to them. But I can guarantee you, it's going to be one of their toughest battle. And I'm still the defending champ. I'm defending it, and I look forward to defending it tonight.
Yes, sir, man. So, what are the future plans for Cha Cha Charlie, the character? Like, of course, we don't want to go too far into it, but what's something that you feel like that the fans have brought into your character? That's a better question.
The fans, they motivate me. They push me. They're so into my character. They're so into me. They give me the motivation to keep going, man. If it wasn't for them, I would have stopped a long time ago. But they're not. They're so into it. The crowd is getting louder, bigger, and stronger for me. And right now, it's just straight to the moon, and that's the only place I could go. And that's the goal. The goal is to go to the moon, take it as far as I can until my body can tell me I can't do this anymore. And until then, I will keep going.
We hope that you can go as long as you want and as long as you can, because I know that this game can be rough.
Yeah.
Uh, I've seen some development though from your early stages till now,
What kind of
and that's why
development? What kind of development you notice?
I
Tell me.
see. I see that it's more entertaining. I think you still a rough like. I still think you like you could wrestle like your butt off from
Right.
before to now. Like you still a great wrestler. Like I'm noticing more and more as I watch your matches, because you. I feel like there's you're displaying the way you wrestle more and more as you go. Even now,
Yeah.
like you're a good wrestler, but it's more entertaining.
Yeah, I think I'm more comfortable. I'm more confident. I know how to work that crowd. I know what the crowd wants.
Exactly.
I interact with the audience. It's a lot. It's a learning experience every time you're in the ring. You learn something new every single time. But yeah, that's what it's all about. Working the crowd, making sure everyone's having a good time, interacting with them. Um, I'm a face. I'm a good guy. Um,
Right.
Meaning, if I'm looking for the people's emotion. I want them to be emotionally involved in me. If I'm getting beat up and if I'm in pain, I want to see them in pain too. Because they're the one that who motivates me. If they're cheering me, rooting me, that's my power right there to stand up and fight back.
Facts. So, if you were to have a dream match, who would it be with? Like
Like alive.
Alive. Oh, and shout out to Alive Wrestling, as we said that word.
Yeah,
Shout out to Alive
CCW
Wrestling.
Coastal Championship Wrestling. That's the home base. That's where I'm the champion at right now. So yeah, live wrestling on YouTube every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You could catch me there live, 7 p.m. Eastern because I know you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah. Dream match, dream opponents. There's a lot right now. A lot of good wrestling, a lot of talent. The wrestling is hot right now. A dream match would be me versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho
Yes.
is the GOAT, one of the greatest of all times. And he's another guy that has different characters. He could work with anyone. He could make Cha Cha Charlie stand out even more. And it would be a dream come true to face Chris Jericho.
All right. So you guys heard it here first. Chris Jericho, if you're listening, give a shout out, give a call to Cha Cha Charlie. He wants that match. He wants to bring it so like that. You guys could, come up with something that's gonna be dope for the fans. We all love Cha Cha Charlie here in this channel, and we want to see more when it comes to dream matches and whatnot.
Right.
So, one of the main topics that I have going on for the podcast is the sweet science. So I'm bringing the terminology sweet science from boxing to wrestling, and I'm
Right.
trying to see if they can merge, or if folks can you know get a vibe from it, because I think that they do coexist. I think that they both coincide in a sense.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that? And it, you know, because you have to involve entertainment in this when it comes to pro wrestling as well.
right.
How do you feel about that?
No, no, it's the fight game, man. Being
Right.
in the ring is a 18 by 18 foot ring. You know, the ring is not nice. It could be dangerous. You just gotta know what you're doing. But yeah, no, no, with boxing, wrestling, MMA, it's all you know. You got to know the ring. I'm always on my toes. You know, as a boxer, you always have to stay on your toes. You got to know where you're at, where the ring is at. You know, there's different things. Like a boxer, he's worried about his opponent. Me, you know, I'm worried about my opponent, but I'm also looking for the camera. I'm looking for the audience. I'm doing different things, but it's a lot. It's a lot like, man, where there's two opponents, two people fighting. Again, you got to stay. You got to be on your tippy toes, and you got to know. You have to have ring awareness and know where you're at all times.
Great answer. Who would be a mentor wrestler you would love to reach out to take you to a higher level?
Um, a mentor. You know, I looked up to Bret Hart. Bret Hart, he's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The excellence of execution. His style is great. Again, he's a technician. He knew where he was at all times. He knew what the crowd wanted, and if you see Bret Hart in action, which I'm sure you guys have, you could tell he's like that good. So I would love to reach out to Brett, talk to him one time, well, not many times, you know, and if you could
Yeah.
guide me to the right way, you know, I would love that.
Bret Hart, if you're listening, hey, feel free to reach out to us. It's Cha Cha Time is his Instagram, and is that a Twitter as well?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's Cha Cha Time, ITS Cha Cha Time on Twitter, on Instagram, and just look me up on Facebook, Cha Cha Charlie. If you go to Facebook, you can see a lot of my matches on Alive Wrestling, or go to look up Cha Cha Charlie TV, and you'll see a lot of my stuff there too.
Okay, so last few questions here. I wanted to ask you about the female side of wrestling. What is your take on the female side of wrestling, and what is it that they do that men like? What do they bring to wrestling that men don't bring to wrestling?
Um,
It's a little obvious, but then at the same time, like,
Yeah, no, no.
Mhm.
The females are stepping up big time. They're getting more action, more play. Because back in the days, it was male dominant, and
Right.
women wrestling wasn't taken serious. Right now, the women's are on top of their game. They're showing their athleticism. They're showing that they can hang, and they're showing that they're main eventers. At the end of the day, this is
Yeah.
they're taking it to a whole different level, and believe it or not, pretty soon women could be taking over this industry.
I definitely agree. This is why I asked you this question because it's super relevant. Uh, so, is there any dream match that you would want to have with female, or is there like a manager or somebody you would
Well,
want to work with?
I could do the intergender stuff. The only thing is that, you know, I don't like wrestling against the girl. I don't want to put my hands on any
Obviously,
female.
yeah, that's not typical though.
Yeah, no, no, it's getting more popular nowadays. But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, intergender match where it's like a tag team, me and let's say a Thunder Rosa versus you know, anybody, Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. That would be a dream match of mine. You know, because they're hot right now. They're intergender tag team champions in Mexico.
Okay, okay.
And Thunder Rosa is on top of the world. She's like my favorite female wrestler right now. She's Mexican American, but she represents for everybody. Like she gives me a lot of Cha Charlie vibes. And
That's awesome.
so yeah, if you don't know who's Thunder Rosa, look her up. She's the AEW Women's Heavyweight Champion right now, and that's huge. You know.
Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the female wrestlers out there because they definitely are on a new path
Right.
from the past because before it was just I guess they were considering them as divas, like, you know.
Yeah, they're not divas anymore.
No,
They're
yeah, just like you, bro.
yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any other shout outs that you would like to give out, or?
No, not really, man. Shout out to all my fans. Shout out to all my supporters. Thank you, everybody. I love every single one of you guys. I see you. I see you always promoting, helping me, sharing my stuff.
No doubt.
I see the loyal fans, and trust me, it's gonna pay off down the road eventually.
Well, I do want to say as well before we take off. I have a family member of mine that is studying wrestling. He wants to actually become a wrestler.
Okay.
He's in pretty good shape, but he's more like a bodybuilder right now. He has that bodybuilder style, but he doesn't know the ins and out and like how to become a wrestler.
Yeah, bodybuilders, tons of bodybuilders are wrestlers. You got to have that look. You got to have that bodybuilder look. If you look like $1 million, the next step is to try to make the $1 million and come join the Squirrel Circle. There's normally schools everywhere you go. If you really want it, there's schools that you can reach out to. All depends where you live at. But again, wrestling is hot right now. There's so many options. You start off in the indies, and from there, the sky's the limit.
All right. So, Alexander, if you're listening, Cha-Cha Charlie's trying to give you some tips. Pay attention. Write something down right there, because it might be around your corner. Right? It might be right down the street. And then, from there, you take off. You take baby steps first, and then you never know where you could land.
Yeah, and if there's like a local independent show around your area, just go there, talk to the promoters, help out. Pay your dues, and that could be your first step there in getting into the ring and learning the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of Global Force, but they're out here as well on the West Coast and stuff like that. So that's a company.
Global Force needs some Cha-Cha in there, so let's get Cha-Cha Charlie.
I think so too, brother. That's why I brought it up. That's what's up, man. Well, hey, good luck to you, brother. Salute to you once again. Thank you again for coming by. And anytime you ever want to have an episode for you, like you want to set it up, you can host.
Anything. Perfect. No, you my guy. Thank you for always believing in me and giving me the opportunity. You help me, I help you. Let's all grow together.
All right. Well, guys, let's do a little outro with the music again, please.
All right, let's do it. Hold on a second.
Yes, sir. Punta Cana.
De lo mío.
Yes, sir. Hey. Let's go. Hey, you see, you got some Cha-Cha early. Let's go with the hat on.
It's Cha-Cha time.
Let's go.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was the pilot of the Everyday Hustle podcast. I would like to thank all of the listeners, Journalism 213 and Rebel Media. I am your host, Rafael Calvo, and this is the Everyday Hustle podcast, where the hustle continues. Take care.